Good afternoon, everyone. How you doing? Chris Sid here with Sidster Sensibilities, coming back at ya for another little short snippet of advice on using mentors in your multiple disability classroom. I had the privilege of doing this a few years back, and after COVID hit and some different things, it hasn't been as easy or as accessible for me because of the demands they are making on our general ed students to catch up with their reading, writing, and math. And so they're having to do some extra things there, and they're not available to do the mentoring piece like they have been in the past, which is kind of disappointing because it was really, really awesome. Number one, it's not only awesome for your students with disabilities, it is awesome for the mentor kids. And in my particular case, it was a win-win for everyone because in my school, I'm known for somebody who can really kind of deal with those kids that may be a little more difficult in the classroom, maybe having a little bit of trouble of their own, not necessarily special ed, but they don't like to sit a lot. They like to be very hands-on. They like to talk. They like to do all of those kinds of things that sometimes in a gen ed class, it can be very distracting. So I got kids in the mentor program and it exploded. I was expecting about 14 kids, 2 mentors per classroom. And I ended up with 72 for the year, the first year I did it, which was too many. It really was. But the cool thing about it is it breaks down those barriers. The gen ed kids come in and they realize that there's a whole different aspect to life. And it's a very interesting and humbling experience for them. And it is a tremendous, tremendous joy for the MD students because they're hanging out with the cool kids. They're hanging out with the regular kids. They're hanging out with the kids that can talk, that walk. They're not in wheelchairs. They get high fives. They engage with them. They do puzzles and projects and all kinds of fun, wonderful stuff. We did a whole year that was all attributed to recycling and doing things like that. We made many, many things out of tires, recycled tires, and planters and dog beds and coolers and stools and couches and all kinds of things. And then we also made Chihuly chandeliers out of old plastic bottles that we then Indian ink dyed and made beautiful, beautiful chandeliers and took them to a craft show that was on Earth Day here in our town, and we made money. We made a good amount of money on these products that these kids did. And we were also recognized by our district and could go in and show them our crafts. And we donated a couple of our planters to the ad building and had special plates made for them so that they would know where they came from. And the pride on those kids' faces is just amazing because the MD kids that were nonverbal now had a voice that was conveying their message to other people. They were the cool kids, and it was a wonderful, wonderful program. So if you ever have the opportunity to bring those kids into your classroom as mentors, I suggest it highly, highly, because again, it's not only good for our MD students, it's good for our gen ed population. It breaks down the stigmas and the barriers as to what these kids really are like, and also gives that flip side that, you know what? This kid comes to school every day with a smile on their face, ready to work, laughing, happy, having a good time. So there's no reason why I can't set aside some of my differences and do the exact same thing. So again, mentors in your MD classroom, plus, plus, plus. Just go for it, folks. Bye.